just gonna...
Make sure you get my good side.
Relax.
Hi. Welcome back.
To
Terror?
Quest, where we quest for terrors. This movie was called The Void.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Dude, yeah. Okay, side note. I'm sorry, like real talk. They kept saying the abyss.
Watch the abyss, 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 abyss.
Was there a name change at like the last minute?
You just hit the microphone.
Did I? Shit, my bad. My bad. They kept calling it the abyss in the movie. I'm like, the void was not mentioned not one time.
They did not say the void.
At all.
No.
What did they keep saying?
They kept
said it 2 whole times. It was cool though. Wait. So yeah, were there any jump scares?
Nope. There was not a single jump scare, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Because jump scares are stupid. And dumb.
Yeah. I think sometimes they can work, but overall, dumb as fuck.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Yeah, no, there was with that which okay, this really surprised me because this is like a B movie, and usually
B plus movie. I feel like it got better as it went along.
Yeah, no, it did, but like usually in these kind of movies, they just kind of rely on jump scares all the time because they don't really know what they're doing. But yeah, no, there were no jump scares, which was good, and I wouldn't even really say this movie had scares to begin with, though.
I agree.
So, on that note, this movie sucked.
Yeah, in terms of scares, it wasn't scary. I guess you could argue like the concept of the void and like what it represented, because they're saying it was like older than God and time and stuff like that. It's like it's kind of like that fear of the unknown. But once again, it's like that all they really did was just talk about it in that one scene. Mm-hmm. They was it scary?
No, this is more like kind of gross out shit.
It's kind of like, dare I say, The Thing.
I understand.
Because it had the practical effects. It was like the monster, and they were trying to kill it.
It was like that, but there was no...
And it was just them stuck in the one place the whole time.
There was no sort of...
sorry.
No, you go.
Didn't mean to cut you off, but basically character breakdown, there was a sheriff, a dude who was like a druggie, a guy with a beard with an axe, and a guy who didn't talk who was with a guy with beard and axe. There was a really unprofessional nurse.
Statistically, you're more likely to die in a hospital than anywhere else.
Are you even a nurse?
There was another...
Yeah.
There was another doctor who I guess was the sheriff's wife, but they were separated. It was like a chief, then like another doctor who was a cult leader also. An old grandpa man.
By the way.
And a pregnant woman.
By the way. Spoilers.
So we're not going to spoil the movie for you guys. We're just going to talk about the aspects of this movie which we found appealing in terms of horror genre films.
Horror. Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, this shit had some practical effects. I wouldn't say that they were top notch, but they were pretty impressive.
For this movie, they were pretty impressive. Just the design of the...
For a Canadian movie.
The design of the monster, or whatever you want to call it, I thought was pretty interesting. And I did like that it was practical effects.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to get up right into my favorite spooky... I'm going to just jump right into the scene that I thought was the scariest. Mm-hmm. Because it also ties in with the practical effect part. There is a scene when they're in the morgue and all these people start coming up that you thought were dead. Guess what? You're wrong.
They were dead. They were not dead.
They came back to life.
They were alive the whole time. That was...
But there is a scene when these two characters, the sheriff and some crazy dude, are like gonna turn the corner, and it's all very suspense and it's all red, and it's like, damn, these motherfuckers are in hell.
We're in hell.
And
they're in danger.
We're in hell.
They're in danger.
We're in hell.
And
some might even say hella danger.
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Damn. They turn the corner and there's this weird looking dead person who's like deformed and like okay, remember when you were in elementary school and you would do this thing called the bridge with your body, where you you're laying on your back and then you put your hands like that and then you go up and it makes like an arc
or a bridge.
But yeah, no, it was an arc, and that's what this thing was doing. But it was cool and the practical effects were good. Math is hard.
I agree with you there. It was definitely a cool scene. It was creepy because it was kind of like that scene. It was kind of like a zombie movie kind of thing, because there was like this one dude or this one zombie. It just had like a hole in his head and there was a rod poking out of the wall. And I don't know what that rod was doing there, but it just kept like just forcing it in its head. It did it like twice and then it.
No, it did it more than twice. It did
Did it really?
Yeah, for some reason it was just doing that.
Yeah, I remember when we were watching the movie, I was like, is it just gonna keep doing that? And then it just stopped and then kind of turned to the camera like that and then started attacking people. So
and then it did the whole Shaun of the Dead thing where like it has a hole in its head and then like like the camera's behind it and it passes over and you see through the hole. Through the hole, you see the
through the void, the people.
Dude,
that was
was the void.
That was a pretty cool scene, I gotta admit, just because it was as the movie progressed, it kept getting better, and then the end, it didn't sit well with me personally, but I might just end. That last 10 seconds,
30 seconds.
Never have I shouted out, "What the fuck?" at the end of a movie before, until
I kind of just want to talk about the story. The story all made sense. Everything was explained. You really weren't like wondering like, oh, I wonder what happened with this character after. Or like, oh, where's he? There were no plot holes. There really wasn't. I couldn't find one. Did you find one? Is there a plot hole that you know of?
Not that I know of.
See?
I wasn't looking. But no, yeah,
plot holes. It's a fact.
Yeah, because after the movie was over, you pointed out like they wrapped everything up in a way that, for the story at least, made a lot of sense, and I was like, wow, they actually did. They didn't, whatever the void was, they didn't go too much into it, but they gave you enough information, because they were saying it was just like a really old thing, and it's like, okay, well, they did say what it was, and then.
And I don't even feel like they should have explained it.
Yeah, because once again, the thing.
Hold the fuck up. I just said explained it.
I was really prepared to ignore that and keep going, so that try to drive the focus away from you.
Yeah.
Not only did you cut me out, but you set attention back to the mistake you made, and I was trying to save you from it. Yeah. Anyway, we can just fix it in post. Don't fix it in post. But but yeah, and with the whole like void thing, it was kind of like the thing for me that I would argue like makes it kind of scary. Is like it is that fear of the unknown, because it's almost just like a concept in a way, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was like I don't know how to explain it, because it was just like, it's one of those things like after you watch the movie, it's like, man, I kind of want to look into that more, see what's up. But it is kind of like, because also just void, it has kind of a scary like connotation, because when I at least hear void, I just think of like just straight nothing, never-ending emptiness. Yeah, nothing, just
straight up bottomless pit. that shit. It was like the first time I snapped in like 16 years.
Wow, literally was not even paying attention. In terms of movies, just generally, I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10 just on quality. But fuck that shit, because now that's not what we're talking about.
No.
We're talking about scares. On a scale of 1 to 10 scares, 10 scares being the most scariest of the scares, I would wholeheartedly give this a solid 2 scares out of 10. Scares. 10 scares. 2 scares out of 10 scares.
Oh.
It wasn't scary, but it was a damn good movie.
Yeah, no.
You know what?
What?
It was void of scares.
Yeah, there were some scares.
Yeah, it was damn near void of scares.
Okay.
2 out of 10 scares, man.
It wasn't scares. It was just an overall creepy factor.
Yeah.
Creepy.
But at no point was I like really, in terms of scares, was I really on the edge of my beanbag chair. You feel me?
I do feel you.
Yeah, because it was a good movie. It was well made, and it really just picks up. You want to cover your mouth and not aim that shit at me?
Addison, say your score.
Fuck, man, I got shit to do.
Me, personally, I'ma say, 4 out of 10. I know.
That's a whole lot of scares right there.
I
man.
know, man. Shit.
That is an unprecedented amount.
I don't wanna, skip over the fact that it wasn't tense.
It was tense.
It was freaky.
It was freaky.
And it was gross.
She's a mother.
It was gross.
And that's good enough for me. So, 4 out of 10. Makes perfect sense. But that does not mean that this was a bad movie.
It was not a bad movie at all.
Check it out.
Like I said earlier, 8 out of 10.
It was good. It was surprising.
Yeah. Surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.